Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our channel. So, let's first discuss the agenda of this video. It is a small video presentation. In this video, we will see how we can create subjects in our ERP, and later on, how can we assign those subjects to different classes. Then, we'll see how we can create teachers in our ERP and then assign the same created subjects to those teachers. And why are we discussing these things? This is because in future, some time in future, we want uh, to upload syllabus in the mobile application, class wise, subject wise, and teacher wise syllabus, so that we can monitor the progress of the teaching or the progress of the completion of the uh, various subjects. Also, we are doing this because we want to create mark sheet in future, or we want to create timetable in future. Timetable because once we create it, it will be available to all our students via the mobile application. So let's start with the first point, creating subjects in ERP. So we'll log in our ERP. We'll come to academics part and click settings. Here we can see there are already a few subjects created for us: English, Hindi, Maths, Science, EVS, GK, Social Studies, Computer Drawing. And suppose we want to add more subjects to this list, so we can go to subjects and create, suppose the new subject that we want to add is STEM Lab. Code, we can enter whatever code we wish. And order means in our mark sheet or at any place, how will it appear? What will be the order of appearance? Like English will appear first, then Hindi will appear. So the last subject is at order 9, so we can make it order 10. We can change it later also. And type marks, I mean this subject marking will be done on the basis of marks and not grades. So we'll create submit, and once we do it, we can see that this is now available here. So now the subjects have been created. We can create as many subjects as we wish. So this first point is covered. Now we can create subject in our ERP. Now we come to the second point. To be able to assign subjects to classes. So we have created subjects, this many subjects, and now, but all the subjects will not be taught in all the classes. So we need to assign this subject to the corresponding classes. So like we think that in class 6, English and Hindi and Math and Science and suppose STEM Lab will be taught. So we will select the subjects here, we will select the classes here in the right side, and we can select more classes, more than one. If we select 6 and 7, then in that case all these selected subjects will be applied to all the selected classes in the right side. So let's take class 6 and 7 and then press submit button. So as soon as we press submit and we come down and see the selected classes have been assigned to the selected subjects. So in class 6 we have English, STEM Lab, Hindi, Math, Science as chosen here, and likewise in class 7 we have the same set of subjects. So now this second point has also been covered. We are now able to assign subjects to the classes. Now the third option, the third point to be discussed is to create teachers in ERP. So we'll come back to our ERP, we will go to manage staff. We already have created so many employees in our ERP. How do we create it? We'll simply press add employee. Suppose uh, we want to create a new employee. Suppose the name is Vishnu Sarma. ERP login ID. Now see, there are two options on the top. We want to create the employee and we want to allow this employee access to our ERP. Then in that case, we'll have to select it, tick it. Now Vishnu Sharma will be able to access our ERP, but for that he needs a login ID. So we can, it's arbitrarily taking a value 2246. So now we can create a login ID for Vishnu Sharma. Suppose we want it to be Vishnu 001. This field ERP login is required only when we have ticked this create ERP login credentials. If we want Vishnu Sharma to be able to log in into our ERP, then we must create a login ID for him. Then all the fields are not mandatory, only marked in red are mandatory. And we also wish this employee to be able to access our mobile app. So in that case, mobile number will become mandatory. We can take any mobile number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Gender, the red fields are mandatory. Is male, employee type, is regular or casual or contractual. It depends upon if we mark him to be regular, then if we have provision for PF and ESI, then that will apply. This PF and ESI settings will apply to this employee. But we have already PF and ESI in place, but we do not want Vishnu Sharma to be able to avail that. Then we can make him a casual employee or a contractual employee. If we make him a regular employee, he will be able to take benefit of the PF and ESI if available. Paid leave. Paid leave means is he entitled to paid leave or not. So we can choose as per our school policy. If we mark him not entitled, so he will not be entitled to any paid leaves. Department. Here, if we are creating teachers, we will have to necessarily mark him as a teacher. If we do not mark him as a teacher, if we do not mark Vishnu Sharma as a teacher here, we will not be able to assign him subjects in future. So we are making him teacher, and then we can press submit, and now we can search Vishnu Sharma is available. So now we have created teacher. Now suppose we have already created the staff here. Suppose this Lotus Public, this is an example. This is a demo ERP, so the names are like this. Now we want Lotus Public. Earlier, you see, if we click the edit button, earlier Lotus Public is not a teacher, If you want to make him teacher, now what we need to do is to simply press edit employee and select here department teacher and select this, and then we will press submit, and now Lotus Public will become a teacher. So this is the process of creating a teacher in our ERP, and these teachers will be available in the mobile application also. Once created here, they will also be available in the mobile application. So now the third point we have already discussed, to be able to create teachers in ERP. Now the fourth point is, now we want to assign these teachers their respective subjects, so that in our mobile application a teacher is able to perform actions in his assigned subject also. Like, we do not want the teacher of mathematics to upload a syllabus for Hindi. So for that we need to assign them their subject, their respective subject. So we'll come to the academics and we'll come to timetable. We will not be creating the full timetable. We can, but here we will be focusing on assigning subjects to teachers. We'll come to teacher section. Right, we will select a teacher. Here we can see the list of all the employees who have been marked as teacher. Suppose we choose Vishnu Sharma now. and we want to assign him subject English, suppose, and GK. Then we will select the subjects for which classes, suppose it teaches, or we wish him to teach in class standard 1 and 2, and then assign subject. So as soon as we press this button, we can see now that Vishnu Sharma teaches English in standard 1, Vishnu Sharma teaches GK in standard 1, Vishnu Sharma in standard 2, and so like this. So now this fourth step, fourth thing is also, we have covered this. So this was a small video in which we discussed how to create subjects, how to assign subjects to classes, how to create teachers in ERP, and how to assign subjects to teacher. We did this because we want to create syllabus and progress and monitor the progress of the uh, class teachers teaching subject wise. Then we want to create mark sheet, and then we also want to create timetable. So that's it for this video, and in next videos we will cover these why points also. We will go ahead and upload syllabus. We will go and ahead and create mark sheet, and then we will create timetable. So thanks for now. Thanks a lot.